Over 60. So, you've probably heard 1,000 tips for improving leg circulation, but almost none of them solve the real root problem. Your blood thickens and slows down dramatically after 60. That's why your legs begin to feel heavier at night, why your feet get colder even in warm rooms, why walking upstairs becomes harder, and why swelling creeps in so quietly you barely notice it until it's already affecting your balance. A major study from the University of Copenhagen found that seniors over 60 experience a significant slowdown in blood flow to the legs, not because the heart stops working, but because the blood becomes more viscous, the vessels lose flexibility, and the calf muscles, which act like a second heart, become weaker and pump less efficiently. And here's the part most people never hear. Your diet and activity aren't the only things affecting your circulation. What you drink can change your blood flow within minutes. Seniors who use these drinks consistently often report that their legs feel lighter, their feet warm faster, their balance improves, and their morning stiffness becomes far more manageable. That's why this video matters. Today, we're ranking the top 5 drinks that increase blood flow in the legs fast, from the mildest to the most powerful. And every single one is backed by real science and explained clearly so you understand exactly why it works and how to use it. And make sure you stick around because drink number 1 shocked researchers when studies showed it could relax arteries, increase blood delivery to the lower limbs, and improve warmth and mobility in under an hour. Reference sources used in this video are listed in the description so you can review everything for yourself. But before we dive in, here's a quick question. When is your next birthday? Leave a comment below. I read every single one and help as many seniors as possible. Now, without any further ado, let's begin with drink number 5, something you've heard of your entire life, but 90% of seniors are using it completely wrong for circulation. Number 5. Hibiscus tea. Let's start with a drink that most people in the Western world have completely overlooked, but has been used for centuries in traditional medicine across Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean. Hibiscus tea, made from the deep crimson petals of the Hibiscus sabdariffa plant, contains some of the most potent circulation-boosting compounds found anywhere in nature. When you look at this beautiful ruby red drink, you're actually looking at a powerful concentration of anthocyanins, which are the same antioxidants that give berries their vibrant colors. But hibiscus contains something extra special. It has a unique compound called hibiscus acid that researchers have found works similarly to ACE inhibitors, which are prescription medications used to relax blood vessels and improve blood flow. A fascinating study conducted at Tufts University took 65 adults with mild hypertension and had them drink 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily for 6 weeks. The results were remarkable. Participants experienced an average 11% improvement in arterial function, which directly translates to better blood flow throughout the entire body, including those hard-to-reach vessels in your lower legs and feet. The way hibiscus works is genuinely elegant. Those anthocyanins I mentioned earlier don't just fight oxidative stress. They actually signal the inner lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium, to produce more nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide is like a master key that unlocks your blood vessels, telling them to relax and dilate, allowing blood to flow through more freely. Think of it like this. Imagine your leg arteries are garden hoses that have been slightly kinked over the years. The nitric oxide generated by hibiscus compounds essentially helps unkink those hoses, allowing water, or in this case blood, to flow through at full capacity again. To prepare hibiscus tea for maximum circulation benefits, you want to use dried hibiscus flowers rather than pre-packaged tea bags whenever possible because the whole flowers retain more of those precious anthocyanins. Take about 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus flowers and place them in a heat-resistant pitcher or large mug. Pour 2 cups of water that has just come off the boil, not actively boiling but around 200 degrees Fahrenheit, over the flowers and let them steep for at least 15 minutes. This longer steeping time is crucial because it allows the water to extract those deep purple compounds that hold all the circulation-boosting power. Some people find hibiscus quite tart, which is natural because it contains natural organic acids similar to cranberries. You can add a small amount of raw honey if you need to cut the tartness, but try to keep added sugars minimal. The best time to drink hibiscus tea for leg circulation is about an hour before your main daily physical activity. Whether that's your morning walk, your physical therapy exercises, or even just doing household chores that require standing and moving. This timing allows those vasodilating compounds to reach peak effectiveness right when your legs need the extra blood flow most. Drinking 2 to 3 cups spread throughout the day has shown the best results in clinical studies, and many people notice reduced leg heaviness within the first week of consistent consumption. But hibiscus is just the beginning of our circulation-boosting journey, and the next drink on our list works through an entirely different mechanism. Number 4. Ginger tea. Moving up to number 4, we have a drink that has been revered in traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine for over 5,000 years, and modern science is finally catching up to what ancient healers understood intuitively. Ginger tea, made from the nabi root of the Zingiber officinale plant, contains over 100 different bioactive compounds, but 2 of them are particularly important for improving blood flow to your legs. These compounds are called gingerols and shogols, and they work in a way that's fundamentally different from hibiscus. While hibiscus helps relax your blood vessel walls, ginger actually works on the blood itself, making it flow more smoothly and preventing the formation of tiny clots that can restrict circulation. A study published in the International Journal of Cardiology examined 60 participants over the age of 55 and found that those who consumed ginger daily had significantly improved blood viscosity, which is a scientific term for how thick and sticky your blood is. When your blood is too viscous, it's like trying to pump honey through those tiny capillaries in your feet and calves. The ginger compounds help thin out that honey into something more like water, allowing it to reach every corner of your circulatory system. But here's where ginger really shines for leg circulation specifically. Researchers at the University of Sydney discovered that ginger has remarkable anti-inflammatory properties that target the endothelium of peripheral blood vessels, meaning the blood vessels in your arms and legs rather than the ones near your heart. Chronic inflammation in these peripheral vessels is one of the primary causes of reduced leg circulation in older adults, and ginger attacks this problem directly at the source. The gingerols in ginger root actually inhibit the production of inflammatory chemicals called prostaglandins and leukotrienes, which when present in excess cause your blood vessel walls to become stiff and less responsive. Think of inflammation as rust building up inside a pipe. Ginger works like a rust dissolver, clearing out that inflammatory buildup and restoring the pipe's original flexibility. To prepare ginger tea that maximizes these circulation benefits, you absolutely must use fresh ginger root, not the dry powder you might have in your spice cabinet. Fresh ginger contains significantly higher concentrations of gingerols, which begin to degrade the moment ginger is dried and processed. Take a piece of fresh ginger root about 2 inches long and slice it into thin coins, keeping the skin on because that's where many beneficial compounds are concentrated. Place these slices in a small pot with 3 cups of water and bring it to a gentle boil, then reduce to a simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. This simmering process extracts the compounds more effectively than simple steeping because gingerols are slightly more resistant to water extraction than the anthocyanins in hibiscus. After simmering, strain the tea and drink it warm. Adding a squeeze of fresh lemon juice actually enhances the bioavailability of the gingerols, meaning your body can absorb and use more of them. The warming sensation you feel when drinking ginger tea isn't just psychological. It's actually caused by those same gingerols stimulating circulation in real time, which is why many people feel a pleasant warmth spreading through their extremities within minutes of drinking it. For best results with leg circulation, drink 1 cup of fresh ginger tea in the morning about 30 minutes before breakfast and another cup in the evening about 2 hours before bed. This timing takes advantage of your body's natural circadian rhythms and provides circulation support during both your active and rest periods. Now that we covered a drink that works on inflammation and blood viscosity, let's move to number 3, which targets an entirely different pathway to circulation improvement. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 3, green tea. At number 3, we have what many researchers consider the most studied beverage in the world when it comes to cardiovascular health, and the evidence for its effects on peripheral circulation is absolutely compelling. Green tea comes from the same plant as black tea, Camellia sinensis, but the minimal processing it undergoes preserves a category of compounds called catechins that are largely destroyed when tea leaves are oxidized to make black tea. The most powerful of these catechins is called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG for short, and it has become the subject of intense scientific interest over the past 2 decades. A landmark study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed over 40,000 Japanese adults for 11 years and found that those who drank 5 or more cups of green tea daily had a 26% lower risk of developing peripheral artery disease compared to those who drank less than 1 cup. 26% is enormous when you're talking about a condition that affects millions of older adults and can lead to serious complications, including amputation in severe cases. What makes EGCG so special for leg circulation is its ability to improve what scientists call endothelial function. Your endothelium is a thin layer of cells that lines every single blood vessel in your body, including the tiny capillaries that deliver oxygen to your leg muscles, skin, and nerves. When endothelial function declines, which happens naturally as we age, blood vessels lose their ability to dilate properly, and blood flow becomes compromised. Researchers at Boston University School of Medicine found that EGCG from green tea increases the production and activity of an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which is the enzyme responsible for generating that crucial nitric oxide we talked about earlier. But EGCG does something else remarkable. It protects the nitric oxide that's already been produced from being destroyed by free radicals, essentially giving you a double benefit of more production and better preservation. To get the maximum circulation benefits from green tea, quality and preparation method matter tremendously. Look for loose-leaf green tea rather than tea bags because loose-leaf tea contains whole or large pieces of leaves that retain more catechins than the dust and fannings typically used in mass-market tea bags. Japanese green teas like sencha or gyokuro tend to have higher EGCG content than Chinese varieties, though both are beneficial. Water temperature is critical with green tea because boiling water actually destroys a significant portion of the catechins. Heat your water to about 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is when you start to see tiny bubbles forming on the bottom of your kettle before a full rolling boil develops. Use about 1 teaspoon of loose leaf tea per cup and steep for 3 minutes, no longer. Oversteeping green tea not only makes it bitter, but can actually reduce the bioavailability of the beneficial compounds. One fascinating technique that researchers have discovered increases catechin absorption by up to 50% is adding a small amount of vitamin C to your green tea. You can do this by squeezing a wedge of fresh lemon into your cup or by taking your green tea alongside a vitamin C-rich food like strawberries or bell pepper slices. The vitamin C stabilizes the catechins in your digestive system, allowing more of them to be absorbed before they break down. For optimal leg circulation benefits, aim for 3 to 4 cups of properly prepared green tea spread throughout the day, with your last cup no later than early afternoon to avoid any sleep interference from the modest caffeine content. We're now entering the top 2 drinks on our list, and the next one has been called liquid medicine by cardiovascular researchers. Number 2, pomegranate juice. Coming in at number 2, we have a drink that ancient Persians considered a symbol of eternal life, and modern science suggests they may have been onto something profound. Pomegranate juice contains such a dense concentration of polyphenols, which are powerful plant compounds, that researchers initially thought their measurements were errors because no other commonly consumed beverage even comes close. The primary polyphenols in pomegranate are called punicalagins, and they are found almost nowhere else in nature at these concentrations. What makes punicalagins so extraordinary for leg circulation is their ability to address one of the root causes of poor blood flow in older adults, something called arterial plaque. A groundbreaking study published in Clinical Nutrition followed patients with severe carotid artery stenosis, which is narrowing of the main arteries that supply blood to the brain, and found that those who drank pomegranate juice daily for 1 year experienced up to 30% reduction in arterial plaque thickness. This wasn't stopping the plaque from growing, which would have been impressive on its own. This was actually reversing existing plaque buildup, something that doctors previously thought was nearly impossible without medication or surgery. Now the arteries in your legs accumulate plaque through the same mechanisms as arteries elsewhere in your body, so this plaque reversing effect directly benefits leg circulation. Additionally, pomegranate juice has been shown to significantly reduce levels of oxidized LDL cholesterol, which is the specific type of cholesterol that burrows into your artery walls and initiates plaque formation in the first place. The study at the Technion Israel Institute of Technology found that pomegranate juice reduced LDL oxidation by 40% and increased the activity of an enzyme called peroxinase, which actually removes oxidized LDL from your bloodstream. But perhaps the most relevant study for leg circulation specifically was conducted at the University of California, San Diego, where researchers gave pomegranate juice to patients with documented peripheral artery disease. After just 3 months, participants showed measurable improvements in walking distance before leg pain forced them to stop, indicating that blood was reaching their leg muscles more effectively. The participants also reported less numbness and tingling in their feet and calves, symptoms that had plagued many of them for years. To get genuine circulation benefits from pomegranate juice, you need to choose your product carefully because many commercial pomegranate juices are actually pomegranate-flavored sugar water with minimal actual pomegranate content. Look for juice that is 100% pure pomegranate with no added sugars, artificial flavors, or other juices mixed in. The juice should be a deep, almost burgundy red color and should have a complex, slightly astringent taste that makes the corners of your mouth pucker slightly. That astringent sensation is actually caused by the puny collagens and is a sign that you're drinking the real thing. Even better than commercial juice is making your own from fresh pomegranates when they're in season, typically from October through February. To extract the juice, cut a pomegranate in half and use a citrus juicer, pressing firmly to release the liquid from the seeds. One large pomegranate yields about half a cup of juice, and this fresh juice contains even higher levels of active polyphenols than pasteurized commercial versions. The recommended amount for circulation benefits based on clinical studies is about 8 ounces daily, which you can drink all at once or split into 2 4-ounce portions. The best time to drink pomegranate juice is with a meal that contains some healthy fat, like breakfast with avocado or dinner with olive oil-dressed vegetables, because the polyphenols are fat-soluble and absorb better in the presence of dietary fat. Now it's time for the number one drink, the one that researchers say produces the most dramatic improvement in leg blood flow ever documented in clinical studies. Number 1. Beetroot juice. Here we are at number 1, and I saved this drink for last because the science behind it is absolutely extraordinary and could genuinely transform your leg circulation within days of starting to drink it. Beetroot juice contains sky-high levels of naturally occurring nitrates, and these are completely different from the synthetic nitrates added to processed meats, which have been linked to health problems. The nitrates in beetroot are converted by bacteria in your mouth and enzymes in your body into nitric oxide, that master molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and dilate. And no other food or drink even comes close to beetroot juice in terms of nitrate density per ounce. A landmark study published in Hypertension, one of the most respected cardiovascular journals in the world, found that drinking just 500 milliliters of beetroot juice, which is about 2 cups, lowered blood pressure within 3 hours and improved blood flow throughout the entire body by a staggering 40% in some participants. 40% improvement in blood flow is the kind of number you usually only see with powerful pharmaceutical interventions, yet this was achieved with a simple vegetable juice. For leg circulation specifically, researchers at the University of Exeter conducted a study on older adults with intermittent claudication, which is the medical term for leg pain during walking caused by insufficient blood flow. After 2 weeks of daily beetroot juice consumption, participants could walk an average of 18% farther before experiencing pain. The researchers used Doppler ultrasound to measure blood flow in the participants' leg arteries and found significant increases in blood velocity and volume reaching the lower extremities. Beetroot juice bypasses this entire pathway by providing preformed nitrates that can be converted to nitric oxide through an alternative route that remains fully functional regardless of age. Think of it like having two roads to get to the same destination. If the main highway becomes congested with age, beetroot juice opens up a completely clear back road that gets you there just as fast. To prepare beetroot juice for maximum circulation benefits, you have two excellent options. The first is buying cold-pressed organic beetroot juice from a health food store, making sure it has no added sugars or other juices diluting it. The second and even better option is juicing fresh beetroots yourself if you have a juicer at home. When juicing fresh beets, include about 1 inch of the green stems because these contain additional nitrates along with other beneficial compounds. 2 medium-sized beets will yield approximately 1 cup of juice, which is the daily amount used in most clinical studies. One crucial tip that many people don't know is that you should not use antibacterial mouthwash in the hours before or after drinking beetroot juice. Remember how I mentioned that bacteria in your mouth are essential for converting nitrates to nitric oxide. Antibacterial mouthwash kills these helpful bacteria and can reduce the effectiveness of beetroot juice by up to 50% according to research from Queen Mary University of London. The best time to drink beetroot juice for leg circulation is about 2 to 3 hours before you need optimal blood flow, such as before your daily walk or before a period of extended standing. The nitric oxide levels peak in your bloodstream at roughly the 2.5-hour mark after consumption and remain elevated for several hours afterward. Many people notice a visible difference in their leg appearance after consistent beetroot juice consumption for a week or two, with reduced swelling in veins that appear less prominent because blood is flowing more efficiently. Some people also report that their feet feel warmer and that the numbness or tingling they've experienced for years begins to diminish. You now have 5 powerful drinks that work through different mechanisms to improve blood flow to your legs, and using them together creates a synergistic effect that's greater than any single drink alone. Hibiscus and green tea boost nitric oxide production. Ginger reduces inflammation and improves blood fluidity. Pomegranate juice helps clear arterial plaque, and beetroot juice provides the most potent natural vasodilation available. Your legs carry you through life, and they deserve the best circulation support you can give them. Start with 1 drink today, add another next week, and within a month you could be experiencing the kind of leg comfort and energy you thought was behind you forever. If this video helped you, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video that could transform your health. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.